Appreciate you coming out here today,
Yes, sir.
man.
Appreciate you.
Good seeing you, man. So with these videos, I won't even call it no podcast. We literally just trying to document our story, document other people's stories over the last. We've been doing entrepreneurship for over 10 years now, and one thing that mentors, family, friends, and told me since the beginning of the time was for me to start recording more videos and document stuff. And now I'm finally at a point where I was like, all right, let me actually do this, and more so just for be able to go back and look at, see what accomplishments we made, relationships we built, then for the future generation of entrepreneurs or just anybody trying to accomplish anything. So we got a segment called 5 Questions. And man, appreciate you coming out with us today, man. We spent this weekend at Streetwear Market and came in town and did your thing up there. But before we get into all of that, man, we'll just introduce yourself.
Yeah. Appreciate the introduction. Appreciate you having me on. My name is Tevin Holliday. I am the founder of one of the founders of Y'all Need Jesus, and also I have a supplement brand called Green. And I could go a little bit more detail, but in general, I do a lot of marketing. It's probably my specialty. That's the best way I can put it right there.
For sure. So yeah, we're gonna rapid fire these questions, man. You're a Vica. Our whole mission is to be a constant positive reminder that victory is close ahead. So my first question to you is, what does victory mean to you?
Right. So I think I think victory for me is just making an impact. It used to, I guess when I first started, it always was about money. You know what I'm saying? And then I started learning that's not how you get ahead. For example, somebody yesterday told me I made an impact on them as far as their clothing brand and stuff like that. And they kind of asked me, how does it feel to know that you made an impact on me? And I've never put it into perspective, but I think that's the way I can answer the question so easy, is that just making an impact on others, whether that's, making somebody smile, inspiring somebody, at least having the resources to help my family out.
Right. No, for sure. And even when you're saying that, it's like, I'm over here thinking, most of the time, when entrepreneurship, even for me at one point, it was like money. Let's get this money. But in reality, the attributes, the characteristics you just named, like making somebody smile, making somebody good, giving them opportunity. When you do those things, creating an impact, those things create income anyway. We just left a smoothie spot. I brought you back to that spot because of the guy's relation. We be in there talking and had a good conversation. He made me smile. If I walked in and it was all about money, it's like, man, what you want to order?
Right.
Give me the money. It's like, I'll probably never go back in there. But based on those characteristics of him making an impact, it's like, not only do I keep going back, but when my people in town is like, yo, let's go to the smoothie spot up the street.
Yeah.
So, man.
If you don't mind me,
for sure.
What you just said, as far as the impact, I just left your screen printing spot. And I ran into about probably 10 employees there.
Right.
And I was just thinking about how many, they help brands out, but you essentially they're on your payroll and stuff like that. And I just started thinking about how many bills you're essentially indirectly paying and stuff like that. How many mortgages, rents and stuff like that. So I think that's a huge part as far as entrepreneurship, is that we don't talk about, is that you're so prolific and you create such an impact on others in ways that we don't really think about.
Right. No, for sure. I appreciate that too.
Yeah, of course. I started thinking about that earlier.
Yeah, well, I had a list of questions right here. So, you're doing an introductory, some of all the different things you do, and I know you for a lot of different things, a lot of different businesses that you got your hands on. The world talk about multiple streams of income, and I guess the first part of the question is, what do entrepreneurs should do before they start doing multiple streams of income? Let me reiterate that. We're going to edit, man. But let me run that back. All right, cool. So I know you got your hands in. You're an owner of multiple companies, also help a lot of different companies as clients. What's one thing an entrepreneur needs to do before they go across the board to get multiple streams of income?
Yeah, I say somebody told me this yesterday. Marlon made a good point. He said fail. Fail first and fail fast. But I think you're gonna have to test out different things, because I think once you start, it's not gonna be the one thing that you think you're gonna make a lot of money. It might not be the way you actually do it.
Yeah,
so try to lock in on one thing, of course, but that might not be the one thing that. I guess what I'm trying to say is, when you lock in on something and it's not working, you might have to bounce around. You know what I'm saying? You might have to be flexible on something else and just kind of take a different lane. But I think you definitely need to lock in on one thing that's working for you.
Right.
And when I say test it out, because that one thing that you lock in on, like I said before, it might not work out. So you don't want to just be stuck there for years trying to figure it out. But just be flexible, but definitely you want to lock in before you're able to do different avenues and stuff like that.
No, that makes sense. It reminded me of this video I was watching. The guy said, if it's even if it's not working for you, it's working on you.
Of course.
So I'm just going back and thinking about my first business. I started at 16. I'm not even doing that company no more.
Right.
But like the skill sets, the things I learned through that company, I still apply today.
Of course.
And the same thing I'm sure with you. And like I know we worked at the companies together, and it's like those experiences, those relationships, everything. It's like still not there today, but it's like those things help us in our everyday lives now.
Yes, of course.
So yeah, man. If it's not working for you, just not like it's not working for you yet. Just like keep working on it because it's working on yourself. And like it's not about like, oh, this one thing gonna be the thing that blow everything up. This like athletes, like there's so many people in the NBA who like play soccer or play football and transfer it over. So it's like it's those principles and those like disciplines that help you in whatever it will accomplish that victory for
100%.
Let's see. So man, I know over the last a year now you've been in Tampa?
About a year. Yeah. Back and forth. Yeah, about a year.
Man, I remember when I called you one day, I was like, man, what you got going on? I said, man, we'll move down here to Tampa. So like a lot of people, for me, I never lived nowhere outside of Georgia. I mean, I traveled a little bit, but how was that whole experience, like moving to a whole nother state and like not only like, all right, it's not like, oh, you just relocated and just got another job. It's like you're still an entrepreneur. So like, how is it moving to a whole nother state that you never really experienced before, and like everything with business, personally and business, how was that move for you?
Yeah, no, I appreciate that question. So, like you said, I've been down in Tampa for about a year now, and how it happened is my girl got a job down there. She's a risk taker, and she's not really the most patient person, which is a good strength and a weakness depending on how you look at it. She went down there, and I was kind of like, let me go down there, and I loved it. So I stayed down there, but as I started getting down there, I don't have any friends. I don't really have any family down there, and it put me in a very uncomfortable position, which I think is 100% necessary in your journey, is to get put in some unnecessary, uncomfortable position. Because I saw a lot of people with money, and I've never had I've seen a lot of boats out there.
Yeah, that's all.
And I've never really had a boat. Like living in Atlanta, I never thought about, man, I want to get a boat.
Right.
So down there, I was like, dang. I started looking up how much boats are, and I was like, all right, I got to start thinking different. I got to start moving different. Right. So I was just running into different type of people, kind of asking their experiences, and I joined a private club or something like that. It's like a co-working space like there. So I was just putting myself in uncomfortable positions. I think that's like 100% necessary for your growth.
Right. Nah, man. I saw when we came down and visit you, man. I'm looking around. To me, it was a vacation, but I'm like, people really live like this every day. Yeah. Like, to me, it's a vacation for a Saturday. To them, it's just a regular day. But, no, that's dope, bro. All right. So, again, man, we know it's like, you do a lot of different things. You got a lot of background in entrepreneurship overall. And in this day and time, like, since we first got into entrepreneurship, landscape didn't change a lot. A lot of new social media platforms came out. Like different businesses that you like couldn't do even 5 years ago that you could get into now. Somebody getting into entrepreneurship like right now, like what's like one skill set in like this day and time, like 2024, that like what's one important skill set an entrepreneur should have?
That's genius, right? That's a good question. I think there's so many different answers for that. I guess the one that came to the top of my head is just like content marketing.
Yeah.
Like whatever platform you're getting on, you're gonna have to make content that's like that works well on that platform, because what works well on TikTok might not work well on Instagram, or what works on Facebook, what works well on Facebook might not work well on YouTube and stuff like that. So I think the easiest thing, like the low-hanging fruit thing you can do is find a brand or find somebody that's making that has the success that you have, and try to make that same type of content. Just like add your own little twist to it. I think that's the easiest way to get to success. Yeah. At least some type of success, and keep things rolling. Then you kind of figure out what you want to do from there.
Right. Yeah.
But yeah, I say content marketing. There's so many different skills that you need as a business owner nowadays. But I think if you can start off with content, and like you could go pretty far just off that alone. Right there.
No, I agree, man. That's a lot of things that helped our brands, and at the same time when it wasn't working, it was because of lack of content.
Exactly.
It's like no visibility, no documentation. Right. But when you start showing people like it's like same things like 10 years now, 10 years ago, sorry. 10 years ago, a lot of stuff was in person.
Yep.
But it's like how to take those in person like interactions and feelings and put them on online. So yeah, man.
And I say that to say too, I say content because you really only one video away from like changing everything. Dog.
Right.
Like I'm gonna tell you just a quick story, even about the supplement brand. You know, we rebranded it, but it was one time I was sitting with my dog Nick that you met recently, and like bro, we was on our last, and I was looking at him like, bro, we gotta do something. We have to do something right there. And then we did like a little public interview, like a taste test, some situation. And when I say like, bro, we was pretty much in the red at that point. And that same video we dropped it, we did like 20,000 sales that same day.
Dang.
And it was just like our life went from like red to like, all right, we gotta really lock in and stuff like that. And I think we ended up doing like 100,000 just off that one video alone that month. So like that's why I say content is super important.
We gotta clap it up for that, bro.
Yeah, bro, appreciate that right there. But yeah, it's just a story I completely almost forgot about that story right there. But it's just one video away from changing everything.
No, that's dope, man.
Appreciate that.
Nah, for sure, man. Well, my last question for you today, man, is today it's April 22nd. April 22nd. So this time next year, like, what's one thing you want to accomplish as business, personal, whatever? Like, what's one thing you want to accomplish this time next year? Because, like I said, we just trying to document everything. So it's like, man, come back next year. Like, man, Tevin said you're gonna do this, and boom, you did it.
You don't like this answer? I want to cross the finish line. So we've had some ups and downs with this supplement brand, like some real lows, some cool highs, but our goal in our mind was always to like sell the company, exit out the company, and were in talks with people one time, and it just completely fell through, and we kind of felt hopeless and stuff, but we bounced back pretty quickly. So hopefully we can get everything right where we're able to exit the company, with enough to keep us living comfortable for a good bit.
Nah, it's dope, man.
Yeah, that would be our victory right there.
Yeah, it's dope. Hey, man, let the investors know what the website is so they can know. Like,
So the new website is www.gr33n.com. We call it green. So yeah, check us out there, and also check me out at y'allneedjesus.co. That's the new clothing brand, and I think it's gonna be pretty big.
Nah, for sure, man. Man, I appreciate you, man.
Appreciate you, man. Thank you, sir.